Right, back to business. Last year I did my Soviet ranking, and I put the right opposition pretty high on that list. But, is that still fair? Is that still true? I know that quite a bit has changed since I last looked at it. So, has the right opposition gotten any better? Or any worse? Well, that is what we're here to find out. Let's begin. Well, here we go again. And yep, I turned off historical. I fancied having some fun. Anyway, looks like we have to do military support. So as you can see, we only have 10% right now, and that's no good. And yeah, we're going to be doing a civil war, because the coup is just clicking buttons. I think this could be more interesting. But, where is going to be our base? Quite simple, up here, Archangelisk. And yeah, this is one of the big downsides of the right opposition's tree, the fact that they only start with 10% military support. Trotsky starts with like, what, 25%? Trotsky is so much easier in comparison. Well, with paranoia so high, we should definitely do something about that. So let's infiltrate the NKVD. This will also give us some extra units, so 2 purposes for the price of 1. Nice, so now it's time for us to increase our army support. This is how we're going to get enough support to actually defeat Stalin without exploiting. But unfortunately, as you can see, there's a very real chance we go over like 80% paranoia. Luckily, we only had 10% today. Oh, another revolution, eh? Oh dear. Looks like you're not going to have a good time today, my good doctor. But hey, I'll take your mill access. Okay, should we help Ethiopia? Why not? But what we need right now is extra political power, because that just took away some. So, internal affairs, quickly. Go, 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 go. Oh dear. Double oh dear. Ethiopia lost, and Zhukov is gone. But hey, at least he gave us a tiny bit of extra support, which Stalin is about to take away, but oh well. Oh dear, looks like Stalin managed to crack down in time. So this is all we get. Very well, we can still make this work. Good, army support again, and the NKVD. Nice. Only 57%. Still though, you know what I need? More political power, so dissent in the party. And here's the first trial. This also highlights another big problem with the right opposition's tree. In fact, both oppositions actually. Both of them actually suck when it comes to doing things like align the Zenovites, return democracy to the party. The best way to do any of these realistically is to exploit the Civil War, because these take so long to do. 210 days all in. But yeah, anyway, looks like Republican Spain has finally gotten started, so we can send them 10 volunteers. Sure, why not? Go ahead, help them. Oh yeah, Ethiopian aid commitments. That's where the extra volunteers came from. That makes sense. But you know what? We do have PP spare, so go ahead. Could be nice. Right, who have we gotten? Who's a Bukharinist? Ivan. That's okay, I suppose. Let's grind you. You know what I want? More political power. Party support, please. Now, compared to the rest of this little tree, this focus is actually worth doing. Extra PP, extra stability, and you also get control of the elusive gentleman. So, this focus is actually okay. I would try to increase army support again, but it's just too precarious. There we go. Finally, army support again. And see, I was right, it gave us the full 30! Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. Lithuania's just broken out into civil war. Which means... Yep, they're now my puppets. Oh dear, Great Purge Generals. Sorry Chukacheski, looks like your time is a lot earlier than normal. If I was doing the coup, I would have been very upset, because, you know... So now there's a load of generals Stalin has turned into cows. So many. Well, can't delay it anymore. It's time for a coup d'etat. Oh, and a second trial. Goodbye. But since we have just enough political power, another army support. 64% of the army. Can't complain about that. Although, I will remind you, Germany's civil war has already finished. Again, this thing needs a massive rework. This should be more like this. The fact that Germany is already done is ridiculous, and must be nerfed as soon as possible. A great purge of the junior army officers. Again, this would suck if I was doing the coup, but right now, an extra 2%. Right, I would choose, but Ivan's almost an organizer. Let's just hold the event a little bit longer. Come on. Oh, hi anarchists. Well, looks like the decision has been made for me. Oh well, 1%, I'm sure I can make that happen. So, who will lead us? Bukharin, Rykov. Bukharin, Rykov. Rykov, Bukharin. Well, I've said it before, but I think Rykov's the better of the two, so let's go. Nice. Right, for focus, may as well do the power of the peasantry. Extra manpower for a year. It isn't good, but oh well, it's unique I suppose. And we have 110 divisions. This is gonna be easy. Nice. But alright, Stalin. We're coming for ya. I hope you're ready. Ooh, our first defection. Oh no, not you. Yeah, he's one of the worst generals the Soviet has. But oh well, welcome to the club. Oh yeah, I managed to save pretty much all of the mountaineers. Such a shame that they aren't really needed, because Stalin has no more than 40 divisions. Oh, and what you know, we're in Moscow and Leningrad already. But there we go. They've capitulated. And because I declared on Lithuania, we get sent to a peace deal. Paradox still hasn't fixed this. What the hell? I was feeling nice and I gave back Lithuania to this guy. Well, the extra civil war, fine. Went quickly enough, I suppose. But it's still annoying. Anyway, let's go back to Spain, why don't we? Well, it's a good thing I sent volunteers to Spain, because I can also take Portugal. So get to work, quickly. And finally, Ivan is an organizer. Good. You'll make for a much better field marshal than Vasily. When people bring up the right opposition's tree getting worse, the NEP is usually the thing they bring up. Because this thing used to be a lot better before the consumer goods rework. But then you have to deal with the other big downside of the NEP, and that is its construction speed. At its very worst, it can be minus 20%. And yes, you can mostly offset it with construction speeds, exports, and so on, but, you know, it's still really annoying. It really does hurt. And sure, you can do things like combine it with administrative reforms, which we will do. And remember, thanks to the reworks, even if you go below 10% in theory, you don't actually get the benefits of it. It's capped to 10% of consumer goods. And yes, these things were pretty much true before the rework, but it has made a lot of the NEP's problems a lot worse. Because, you know, at least you had the bonus of 0 consumer goods most of the time. But that's now gone. Now it's 10% and minus 20% construction speed. But hey, what do you know, I managed to get the puppet over Spain. How nice. I mean, it is funny to impose the NEP on a load of other countries, but something I have done in the past is to impose the NEP on the United States, and I find that pretty funny. I think that should be an achievement. Uruguay is taking advantage of Vargas's weakness. Ha! Right, I guess we should help. Can't let the revolution fail, I'd say. Ironically, Ethiopia giving us that national spirit was much more helpful for things like Spain and Brazil than actually helping Ethiopia. Oh well. Right, who wants to join the Comintern 2? Mongolia, Mao, Chile, Portugal. Nice! Pretty good. And there we go, the civil war is over, but we still have to clean up Uruguay. Yay. I almost want to see what would happen if they'd lose. I think that would be funny, but yeah, I can't let that happen, can I? And there we go. We actually managed to save Brazil. You're welcome. Oh my god, the Greek AI actually managed to do the Herculean Convention. Can't actually remember the last time I've seen that succeed. Normally they just get stuck on an infinite loop. But anyway, time to talk about the other benefits of this tree. For the common good. Don't know if I've actually talked about this before. If you have puppets, it actually is very useful. As you can see, we get extra trade and stuff. So I guess there's that. It's like a different version of ComCon. You know, this focus all the way over here. I think ComCon is more powerful, but still. If you combined both of them, my word. And yes, it is possible to combine both of them. Just do ComCon before doing curtailment of collective farms. Of course as well, I can't forget the fact, by doing For the Common Good, we're not getting the Supreme Soviet, which is a very strong leader. I mean, just look at that daily compliance. So this better be good. At this point, the only other focuses we have to do are Victory over Devastation, which is okay I suppose, less surrender limit, some actual factory repair speed, although it's too late for that now, some extra stability, so I guess that's okay. But things like the consumer goods reductions, no. Again, the rework, we're not going below 10%. And then you have things like Enemies of the People and Proclaim Soviet Hegemony. Enemies of the People is fine, I guess, if you just want to go absolutely nuts and conquer everyone who neighbours you. Fine, I suppose, but it's just war goals and it's rare we give those kudos. Proclaim Soviet Hegemony is actually okay, but the main problem of course is that it only lasts for 2 years. That isn't much time. As it turns out, the right opposition's tree hasn't been changed, but a big change has come to it in the form of the consumer goods rework, which does really affect the right opposition and the NEP. But here's the thing, in a very weird way, it's also a buff to it. Let me explain why. If you do the Civil War, yes, it does kind of suck to get all these new extra downsides on top of the NEP. If you do the coup, you can just go up to war economy and ignore this little tree entirely until you want to do it. You know, the coup and the Civil War now have much more distinct upsides and downsides. The coup has continuity, saving generals, and not being obligated to use the NEP. However, the coup is still, to this day, an RNG dice roll. It still has that seed. The Civil War is faster than the coup. I've proven this in my other videos. It also gives you extra XP and traits, but forces you onto the NEP if you want to be able to join factions. Because of this change, Paradox has made this path much more replayable. There's so many more options on what to do now. So, in a roundabout way, in making the NEP worse, there's now more reasons to play this path, more things you can do. So until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest. Goodbye.